Alright, today's lesson is on volume of pyramids and cones. So let's kind of jump right in. The volume of a pyramid is related to the volume of a prism with the same base and height. So what happens is I can take a cube like this, and if I split it along these dotted lines, I get actually three congruent pyramids. That kind of generates this formula down here. Volume of a pyramid with base area B and height H is 1/3 area of the base times the height. Alright, so let's look real quick at this first example. Volume of a rectangular pyramid with height length 11, width 8 meters, and a height of 23 meters. We want to find the volume. B, since it's a rectangular pyramid, length and width, that's just going to be 11 times 18, which is going to be 198. So I want, my volume is going to be 1/3 of 198 times my height of 23. Let's put that in the calculator. That comes out to be 1,518 meters cubed. Okay. Next one, volume of a square pyramid with a base edge length of 9 and a height of 14. So the height isn't drawn for you, but if you want to draw it, it's going to go straight down to the center at a 90-degree angle. That's going to be your 14 centimeters. It's a square pyramid, so again, volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. The base is a square, so that's going to be 9 times 9, which is 81. So I want 1/3 of 81 times 14 is my volume, which simply comes out to be 378 cubic centimeters. All right. Volume of a regular hexagonal pyramid with a height equal to the apothem of the base. So again, it's still volume equals 1/3 base times height. Volume or area of the base. Since it's a regular hexagon, I have to use my 1/2 AP. So real quick, I'm going to draw this down here. Right. Since it's a hexagon, I know the radius is equal to the side. This is 6. My apothem, my A, is going to be 6 square roots of 3. Again, you can use Pythagorean theorem or use the 30, 60, 90 triangle for this part of it. The perimeter then is going to be 12 times 6, which comes out to be 72. So my base, area of the base, is 1/2 6 square roots of 3 times 72. Which ends up being 216 square roots of 3. Now I want to leave the square roots of 3 because I want to round. Actually, I don't need to round because it doesn't tell me to round right here. So I need exact answers. But if it did, I would want to leave this till the very end so I don't get rounding issues. So I went ahead and I substituted for my B 216 square roots of 3. My height of the prism is 6 square roots of 3. Now what's going to happen, since I have square root of 3, square root of 3, those are going to pair up, and I really want the square root of 9. So if I round it here, that's going to throw off my answer because this right here is going to give me a whole number. So this, if I put this in the calculator, that's going to give me a volume of 1,296 cubic feet. Again, there's no rounding or anything. This is the exact answer. All right, number 4 is going to be one of those that I'll leave for you. It's similar, very similar to example number 3, just minus the picture. So check with me in class on that one. All right, number 5, an art gallery is a 6-story square pyramid with a base area of 1/2 acre. 1 acre is 4,840 yards squared, and 1 story is 10 feet. Estimate the volume in cubic yards and cubic feet. So if it helps, draw a square pyramid. So you want to draw something kind of like a rhombus or parallelogram, put a point up on top, and then just connect all the vertices to that point. And there's your square pyramid. All right, so it's 6 stories tall, and 1 story is 10 feet. So this is going to give me a height of 10 times 6, which is going to be 60 feet. Right. Remember that the volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. Well, I know that the base area is 1/2 an acre, so I want half an acre, so that means I want half of this yard, these square yards. So 1/2 of 4840, that's going to be my area in cubic. All right, so 1/2 4840 comes out to 2,420 yards squared. Okay, so I want cubic feet. Let's see, this is 60 feet. So we want to convert this also into yards. So 60 divided by 3 is going to be equal to 20 yards. All right, now let's see. So now we're ready to do the volume in yards. That's 2420 times 20. All right, putting that in the calculator. All right, so that's going to give me 16133 and a third cubic yards. That'll be my volume. Now, remember that we want to change this into feet. So remember that perimeters to the first power, area is squared, and volume is cubed. So since this is in yards and I want to get it in feet, I would take each dimension. I would take the length, the width, and the height, and multiply each dimension by 3. So since it's cubed, I'm going to do 3 times 3 times 3. So my scale factor, if you want to think of it that way, is actually going to be 3 to the third power, which is 27. So I'm going to take this 16,133 and a third, and I want to multiply that by 27 to get my volume in feet, cubic feet. So doing that, putting that in the calculator, I get 435,600 cubic feet. All right, now real quick, we're going to talk about volume of cones, and it has the same kind of basic formula. Volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. The difference is with a pyramid versus a cone is that the base obviously is going to be a circle. All right, so let's do number 6 real quick. Volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. My base has a radius of 7, so my area of the base is going to be 49 pi, and my height is 15. So I'll need to put that in the calculator. Oops, I'll get my pi. 1/3 49 pi times 15. All right, so that's going to, if I simplify this, that my volume is 245 pi, and I round that to the nearest tenth, I'm going to get 769.7 centimeters cubed. All right, example 7, find the volume of cone with a base circumference of 25 pi and a height that is 2 inches more than twice the radius. So we're going to need to go ahead and find the circumference. So if you look up the formula, circumference is 2 times pi times radius. So I'm going to replace the c with 25 pi. And then I'm going to use some algebra to solve for the radius. So I would need to divide both sides by 2 pi. Okay, that factors down to 1. My pi's cancel over here. 25 divided by 2 is going to give me 12.5 for my radius. Now for my height, I know my height is twice the radius, is 2 more than twice the radius. So that's going to be 2r plus 2. So 2 times 12.5 is obviously 25. 25 plus 2 is going to give me 27. So my height, my h is 27. Now, so we got to go, volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. My base is a circle, so, and I know my radius is 12.5, so that's 12.5 squared pi. My height we said was 27, so here we go. Volume is equal to 1/3 of 12.5 squared times 27. And we put that in the calculator. Alright, and then let's see, we don't forget the pi at the end. So that gives us 1406.25 pi inches squared. Okay, it doesn't say to round, so I'm going to get the exact answer. Alright, example 8 is another one that I'm going to leave for you to solve. Find the volume of the cone. It gives you the radius and the slant height. You will need to find, so this is the slant height. You will need to find the actual height. To kind of get you started, remember that you will need to use Pythagorean theorem to find out what the height is. Number 9. It says the diameter and height of a cone are divided by 3. Describe the effect of the volume. So remember that perimeters to the first power area is squared, volume is cubed. So any change that I do to the dimensions, if I'm doing a change in dimension to all the dimensions, then I have to cube that change. So I'm dividing the volume by 3 cubed, which is going to be 27. So the volume is divided by 27. So if my dimensions change by 3, my volume is divided by 3, my volume is divided by 27, since that is 3 cubed. Alright, now this last one that we'll do for this lesson, find the volume of the composite figure, give your answer in terms of pi. So I want to find the volume of this cylinder here, and plus I want to find the volume of the cone. So since the cone is on top of the cylinder, I'm going to add these two volumes. If it were inside the cylinder, then I would need to subtract. So I need a volume of the cylinder plus the volume of the cone. Alright, so let's see. Volume of that one is going to be area of the base times the height for the cone. Or cylinder, sorry. So that's going to be 24, pi r squared h. My radius is 24, so it's 24 squared pi times my height, which is 18. Alright, putting that in the calculator gave me 10,368 pi. For the cone, remember that the volume is equal to 1/3 area of the base times height. The capital B stands for area of the base, which is pi r squared. So we want 1/3. I'm going to move the pi to the end. My radius is 12, so I want 12 squared. My height is 9. So I want 1/3 12 squared times 9. That's going to give me my volume of the cone. Putting that in the calculator is going to give me 432 pi. So I want to add these two, so 10,368 plus 432 is going to give me my combined volume of 10,800 pi yards cubed. So that's going to be my total volume for both the cone and the cylinder.